Thank you everyone for joining Lucknow Magento Meetup. I'm Mudit, uh, Associate Director at Set Commerce, and I was the developer from 2010. And I'm trying to uh, create host meetups and try to connect with all the developer communities so that we will be able to have a nice community and good developers at our side. So today we are having 3V, Vinay, Vijay, and Vikrant with us, who are going to speak about topic building backend grids. For backend grids, Vijay is going to discuss regarding the how Magento Commerce Cloud deployment process can be done, and Vikrant is going to discuss about the special things related with the e-commerce and Magento. So first, I would like to invite Mr. Vijay Golani from Magento, and he will discuss about the process of Magento Commerce Cloud, how that particular deployment is going to work, and we will be able to understand how that particular like the deployment in the backend, how it is going to happen. So, Mr. Vijay Golani, please proceed.
So hello everyone, welcome to this session related to deep dive in a deployment process of Magento Commerce Cloud. So here we will discuss about each and every element which happen in the background in a Magento Commerce Cloud deployment. Let me start with introduction. So just a minute, my screen frozen. Yeah, let me start with the introduction. Myself, Vijay Golani, and VP of Development at Magento. I'm a Magento master and Magento trainer at Adobe. So I deliver the merchant-specific and developer-specific training at Adobe. Same as Mudit, I'm also having 10 plus years of experience in Magento, and I'm an organizer of Meet Magento India as well as Magento Meetup Ahmedabad. So there is one cloud training provided by Adobe. So I just picked the one topic from that training, and I would like to share with you that what happened during the deployment process. So this is the agenda. We will discuss about when. First of all, we will discuss that when Magento initiates the deployment. Then after, what are the different phases available in a deployment, and what exactly happened in the background during each phase. And then after, we will have some time for the question and answer. First one is when Magento initiates the deployment. So there are multiple actions which you do, and Magento initiates the deployment. The first one is when you merge the branches from the cloud UI. So for every Commerce Cloud version, you have the cloud UI, and when you go to merge tab, and when you merge, then it will start the deployment process, and you will see the in progress icon. So at that time in the background, Magento Cloud team runs the deployment. Second one is when synchronize whenever you synchronize the branches from the cloud UI. So either you select the code or data and files, and when you click on the sync button, at that time also it will start the deployment process. Third one is when Magento initiates when change the environment configuration. So in your cloud UI panel, when you click on the gear icon, and at that time in that you see the different settings, and over there when you change some settings, then you will find that Magento start the deployment. Here you can see the branch I selected MM20SG. Actually, I prepared the same slides for the two different events. So just 2 days back, there was another event. So just I'm reusing the same content for with the different audience. Fourth one is when you do the Git push. So like whenever you do the local development, or either you are creating a custom module or installing a third-party modules, and whenever you commit your changes and push your changes, at that time also Magento will do the start the deployment process. And this Git changes push on the cloud server. Either you can do through the Git push, or you can use the Magento cloud push command also. And when you run that command, then you see in a cloud UI panel there is in progress icon, and it will take 5 to 10 minutes based on your deployment load, and at the end you will get either success message or failure message. So we will discuss in detail about now what exactly happened when you see the in progress icon in a cloud UI, when you do the git pulls or any other actions, then what exactly is happening. So when you do git pulls, then first one, it will do the build. So this is one phase available in a Magento cloud. So it will run the build phase first. After that, it will do the deploy phase. In a build phase, Magento will assemble all the necessary containers and the services which you require, and it will prepare a new container for you based on the configurations files you have created. In a deploy phase, Magento will switch from the old container to the new container with new services and new file systems and everything. And then after third one is post-deploy phase. In this phase, just do the final tune-up or final last-minute things, like cleanup things in a post-deploy phase. So we will discuss now through all the three phases in a detail, that what exactly happened in each of these phases. So let's discuss about the build phase. So build phase itself is divided into 4 small sub phases. So first one is a read configuration files. There are multiple configuration files available in a Magento cloud, like a .magento.app YAML file, and then there is a .magento directory inside that, services.yaml, routes.yaml. So these are the 3 configurations files which Magento will read, and it will check that if is there any dependencies which you have mentioned in this file. Then in this phase, Magento will start preparing the new container. So in a new container, first thing it will check the dependencies and any service level settings which you have defined in all these 3 configurations files, and based on that it will start preparing the container. Once this configurations is done, then after Magento will run the build process. So Composer install, Magento will run the Composer install command in the background, and this will download the latest packages based on the information available in your JSON file. So it will read 2 files, Composer JSON file and Composer log file. So make sure that your Composer log file should be up to date, because Magento is checking, Magento will read that file also, and based on that, it will actually download the latest packages which written in those files, and make your new file system ready in a new container. And whatever steps which we are discussing here, all are happening in a different place, like in a different container image. So here you can see that all the 4 phases which sub phase I have mentioned here, those are like bounded with a green box, dotted line. It means still your site is live. So because we are doing all these things in a separate container, so your site will not affect, and all the real-time orders and customer can visit your site. So this is what this green color is explaining here. After that, third one it will do is a build hook. So let me explain about hook. So in all the 3 phases, Magento has added one hook also, and that hook is executed by one of the Magento's cloud tool, that is called the ECE tools. And the main use of this ECE tools is for the deployment purpose. So these ECE tools will run the 3 different scripts. We will see in the deploy phase and post-deploy phase also. And configurations of this hook will be written in a one file, that is called the .magento.app.yaml file. And in that it will do all these things. What is the advantage of this script? So using this script, even you can customize the deployment process, or you can add your custom logic also. But only thing you need to take care here is that this is something happening in a separate location, in a separate container. So you do not have the live database or live services access. Only you have is a code-based access. So whatever customize, or like if you wanted to extend anything, you wanted to add your own logic related to build, then you can do only file system related, because database and all these things still with connected with the live website container, not with new container. This build hook is again divided into a small parts. So let's discuss about each of those parts. So first one is validating the configuration file. In a read configuration file, it was looking three files, app.yaml, then inside .magento there are two YAML files, and here it will check the .magento.env.yaml file, and it will match the versions and everything, like it will match with your Magento, and making sure that all the dependencies and it is compatible, check the compatibility and everything between your YAML file and the Magento version. But this validation is not a critical validation. It will just do the normal validation, and if something mismatched, then it will add into there is a one log file available that is called the cloud.log file. So it will add all the configurations over there. And second thing it will validate is the Magento Cloud variables. So there is a $_env and Magento Cloud variables available. So it will validate all the variables also, and making sure that everything is related to the correct Magento version. So we have code ready, we have verified the version and all these things. So now next thing is applying the patches. Your file system is ready because we ran the Composer install and everything. Now there are two different kind of patches available. One is Magento Cloud internal patch, and second one is a custom patch. What is this internal patches? So Magento Cloud releases their own some internal version also, or if there are some quick fixes or something with the cloud specific, then it is releasing by their own Magento Cloud versioning system. So for that purpose, if we need to keep our Magento Cloud version up to date, then you need to have your EC tools up to date, because EC tools is downloading all these internal patches into the one specific directory, and over there it will apply all the patches when it will run this build hook. And once it will apply all the internal patches, second one is M2 hotfixes directory. So whenever whenever you are working with Magento Cloud version and you find that something not working and you open a support ticket, then sometimes Magento team provide you some kind of patch file which you can put inside this M2 hotfixes directory, and this patch will be applied during this phase. Why all these things needs to be applied here? Because right now your container is in a writable mode, so it will apply all the patches related to any core files or cloud version related everything in this phase. Third one is a DI compilation. Once we have our code base is ready, then it is time that we can compile our code, and Magento will put, like this is a standard Magento step, so it will put all the compiled code into the generated directory. So compile code, you can say like a factories, proxies, all the configurations, like dependency injection related, interception, repository and code generation, service data attributes. There are lots of things like auto-generated files available. Those Magento will put inside the generated directory. After that, SCD, so static content deploy. So once all the files will be compiled, Magento will run this static content deploy command. But this step is optional. Either Magento can run this step during the build phase or during the deploy phase. That is based on your custom requirement, that how you wanted to achieve the, what are your project requirement, and based on that you can put this static content deploy phase in a different different phases. What exactly it will do? So it will generate the static content like related to language pair, theme, JavaScript, all the static content it will generate and put into the specific directories. So after running this command, our file system is ready. So after file system is ready, Magento needs to take some backup, and it will take a backup of these four directories: app etc, where, pub media, and pub static. and they will put these directories into the ./init directory. That is also in a container, separate container available, and they will take a backup of this directory into those files. Why? Because like Magento do not want to lose this data, and this will be the writable data. So whenever we during the deploy phase, whenever we connect with a new container, at that time we need these all directories again in a writable mode. That's why we need to take a backup into the separate location. Now this build phase, as I said, that you can customize. So this build hook, they have divided into two parts: build generate and build transfer. There is a typo mistake here. It should be build transfer. And they have divided the first phase, like a generate phase, into generating all the files, and the transfer is backup your files. So between these two sections, you can add your custom logic. Like once Magento will generate all the auto-generated files, and then after you wanted to apply your custom logic or something with those files, then those kind of things you can do here. So let me show you here the file. So this is a file. You can see the build, deploy, and post-deploy hook are there. In a build hook, instead of build, now you can see generate and transfer. And in between these two lines, you can put your custom script also. If you wanted to play with some Magento's core files or generated files, not even core file, but for your third-party modules is generating some files, and you want to do with something with that, then you can do in this section. Once this is done, then it will freeze the container image. So your file system is ready. Like we have done we applied the patches, we did the compile, we generated static content. It's time that now we need to lock our container image and like put into the read-only mode. So our container image is ready for connecting with the live site. So this is what build phase is doing. Build phase is building a new container with latest file system and services. Now let's look into the deploy phase. And once the deploy phase starts, your site will go down. So here you can see that the box is with red dotted lines. It means throughout these 5 subphase of the deploy phase, during this time your site will go down. And here first step itself, it is saying that your site will go down. So first step here you can see is that it will hold the request. So all the requests which come to your live website, once the deploy phase starts, the first thing it will do is it will stop the incoming request. So your site will go down, and it can show the maintenance page or any customized page which you have created. Once all the requests is hold, then it's time that we will take again connect those drive which we have taken a backup. So you can see that in a .init directory, we had 4 directories. So it will mount the FS, and it will mount the new container image which we have generated during the build phase, and it will connect your new container with this live website. So this is the step where it will connect the new container, except these 4 directories, because this 4 directory will be taken from the separate directory. Once we have connected the new container, now it is time that Magento will open all the services also. So because now like this new container is ready to configure or ready to connect with the new services. So this will open all the sections which you have find in a .magento.app.yaml file, and in a relationship section you find all the services, and for that Magento will open the connection. After that, again same as a build hook, Magento will run the deploy hook. So in the same app.yaml file, but this time it will be in a deploy section, not in a build, and it will run the EC2's deploy script. But advantage over here as compared to build phase is that now you have all the services available. So if you wanted to extend this script, then at this time you have all the services available. So if you wanted to do any custom extension of your build script, deploy script with connecting a database or any services, Redis or anything, then you can do in these phases. Now let's see how deploy also divided into the small parts. So we have connected new container, so read-only file system is available. Now we need to restore the 4 directories which we have taken a backup during the build phase. So it will copy app etc and pub media directory. It will copy or symlink the pub static directory. We cannot discuss in detail right now, but there are 2 different settings available during the deployment phase, that either you want to copy or symlink the pub static data which you have generated during the build phase. And third one is it will retrieve the where log file. So whatever your logs generated, those also will be retrieved during this phase. So once we have all these 4 directories ready, then we can start now application mode set. Because we have new container connected, we have services open now, we have all the writable directories and readable directories available with new container. So it is time that again Magento needs to set their live website with the production mode, because that is the recommended way for your live website. So Magento will run this command in the background. Once it will do that, then Magento on being Magento either setup install or setup upgrade command based on behavior. Like if your Magento is not installed, and if your Magento is already installed, then after 4th step in a deploy hook is the SCD. So which like I have talked during the build phase, that either you can do the static content deploy generation during the build phase or deploy phase. So this here also you can do the static content deploy, and it will generate. If it is not generated during the build phase, then it will generate here and put into the respective directories. Once everything is ready, new container and all the file systems ready, then it will open again a request. So from this point, again your site will be live and it will be open for like an end user to visit the pages or place an order. So this is how the deploy phase works, and once the deploy phase is over, then your site is live, and then after it will run the post deploy phase. Post deploy phase is not that much heavy as compared to the build and deploy phase, because this time your site is live with a new container. So it is also recommended that you do not require to do any heavy operations, because your site is live and you don't want to affect any performance of your website. So Magento Cloud has by default one post deploy hook available. So same file you can find the post deploy hook, and this hook is also again divided into 2 parts: clean cache and warm up cache. So in the clean cache, it will just clear the cache, because so far in the process we have not cleaned the cache. So it will just clear the Magento cache, and then after second step it will run is a warm up cache. So warm up cache useful is that if you have some most visited pages, like you can say that home page, like that is the most visited page, then you maybe generate a cache of that specific page in advance, so that you do not require, like you don't need to wait that someone visit your pages and it will generate the cache, but in the background you generate the caches of those pages. So next time when any customer visit, then Fastly or any other, like you can get the correct page cache data directly from that specific system instead of generating a new cache content. So here you can see this is how the whole deployment process with the phase wise and hook wise we have divided. And in this example you can see that when you do the git push, you can see the green line. So that is till the deploy phase, and once the deploy phase start, again you can see red line, so it means your site is down. And once the deploy phase is over, till the success message, your site will be again available, so you can see the green icon. All right, that's it from my side. Any question? First question, I can see that I'm curious to know where to check the latest status, success, error for each step and sub steps. Well, it will be not available step wise, but it will be available in a different log file. So if you see the build phase, then in a build phase, everything will be available in a cloud.log file, because those are available in a separate container. But once it is connected with your live system during the deploy phase, then based on the different errors, it can be in a different, like if it is services related, then it can be in a service specific log file. And if it is related to deploy, then it will be in a deploy.log file. Udit, I don't think any other questions, so maybe over to you now.
Thanks, Vijay. Thanks for the session. Uh, I think we had deployed the Magento multiple times, but to learn how exactly it is working in the backend is really great. To learn the like deploy process, and after that the post deploy process. Otherwise, what we used to do, we just run the command and that's it. But how exactly the configuration is going to be saved is really great. Thank you for the session.
Thank you, everyone.